did
How
not
do
say
you
that was a
denote
medical
what's
decision. I was saying
superficial?
that the size in which
Try to get
that
on him.
corpse was, right? Because we're calling it a corpse.
Sloan. What I'm
That made a
saying
difference in
was
which she had to proceed with it, right?
Sloan. Like what I'm saying is that you're
Yes, because it's
using
corpse.
like I'm not for sure what you're denoting as superficial or not. It
I
seems
made the denotion
arbitrary.
because you already asked me about sickle cell. I said that's a medical condition. You
No,
already
no,
asked me about race. You already asked me lack of
that could
melanin.
be
You already asked me all
a
these
medical
questions, and I
and
answered every
physical
single one of them.
condition. That's why I'm confused as to why you're trying to make some sort of like denotion between like medical and physical. If
Because if the
medical,
law can make a difference between medical and physical
no, I'm
and
asking you
superficial,
though because you're trying to say that like some physical differences are superficial, but you can just reword all medical conditions as if
okay, and
they're
I haven't
physical.
been rewording any medical. That's why I keep trying to tell you that I have
No,
not
No,
been
but
no.
rewording any
The
I
medical.
know.
point
I see
I'm
where his
getting to
point is.
you is
Okay, what's
that
the point?
medical is just a different formulation of the physical.
It's just a different
Exactly.
formulation of the physical. So
Exactly.
So the laws that are based off of medical differences are just a rewording of the physical. That's what you're trying to say.
They're just a different formulation of the physical differences.
That's
That's
correct.
all they are.
But no laws are meant to purposefully discriminate between any human beings.
But
No
they're
medical
based
ethics
off
are
of
meant to
physical
purposely
differences.
discriminate.
Yeah,
But they're
so
based
what?
off of
you
physical
could have you
differences.
could you could have a medical condition such as like cancer, right?
But y'all keep saying it.
Hold on
Y'all
a
keep
second. Hold on a
admitting
second.
that it's
But
based off
whenever
of physical
hold on,
differences
but
that are
whenever
medical.
whenever you look at what cancer is, it's just that whenever like a cell starts to deviate in its action from the other cells and act
Yeah, and it's
independently on its
metatosis
own
process and
and
all that.
starts to rapidly develop and
Using
Yeah.
grow,
using
right?
physical differences to discriminate is the problem. That's the
And no
issue that
one's
we've been trying to point out to
discriminating.
you the whole
But that's what
time.
I'm trying to say. I have not been discriminating. I've been
Yes,
showing.
you are. You're saying if
How
this
am
human
I?
isn't, yes, you are, because you're saying if this human isn't big enough or isn't separated, isn't an individual, can't live on its own, then you can off it.
And again, I use the
Interesting. They
example
caught her.
that she literally spoke to the
Do
group so that
you
we could
not
all be on the same
concede that
page.
that's discrimination?
She's caught.
And that's discrimination.
Yeah,
So
it
if
is.
the medical expertise, if
Yes.
the medical advisors say after a certain
You
period
so
it needs to be held
so
in this
based
way,
on your level,
based on all the
level
things
of
that I
development,
said.
based on your location, your level of development, and these kinds of things, you can justify unaliving a human being.
Damn, he got her.
You can justify an abortion because of the medical differences the same way in which the law
No.
and the medical advisors decided after a certain period of time
No, what you're
the fetus had to be
look, there
held
are medical
differently.
there are medical differences that you could find in black people and non-black people. Does that mean that those medical differences? Stop
you
talking
guys
and
are
listen.
comparing
Stop
apples
talking and
oranges.
listen. Stop talking and listen.
Lord have mercy.
Does those medical differences mean you can justify oppressive slavery?
We're talking abortions right now. And I already said no to those questions.
Stop
I
pivoting.
already
Stop
said
pivoting.
no.
Stop
I already
pivoting.
said no
Stop
to those answers
pivoting.
earlier.
Her point
You're
is
Stop
pivoting. I already
pivoting.
he's
said
Stop
not
no.
even a human
pivoting.
being.
No, I'm not
I already said
pivoting. I'm
no.
pressing
And
you.
he's saying, well, okay, does that using you said that he's not a human being because you said there's certain characteristics he's not meeting. Can I also define other races and humans like Down syndrome, for example, as non-humans as well, and therefore allow me to not commit the homicide on them, and it's actually a really good point he caught her on, man. She has no response. They won't let me join.
I already said it wasn't morally right.
No,
And I
yes,
already
we're
said
trying to argue
physically
for it.
right. And those are not
I
medical
said, give me.
differences.
I asked you to give me the morally relevant difference, though, between the two.
The morally
You're not answering
relevant
my
difference
question.
is one, we're talking about pregnancy, and the other, we're talking about a group of human beings.
Once again, you're talking. That's a descriptive difference again.
Wait.
Bro,
You see what you just did there?
How are
You're saying you're talking about pregnancy, and the other one you're talking about a group of human beings. In a very sly and deceptive way, you're implying the unborn aren't valuable human beings.
I did not say
That's
they were
what you
not
just did.
valuable. I just said a
You
group
just
of
said
people and a
stop,
pregnancy are two different things. Are they not?
stop,
They actually got
stop.
her here.
My goodness.
And he's the
What
host,
you
so he can do
said
whatever he
was
wants.
one is talking about pregnancy, and the other one was talking about human beings. Notice how you worded that.
I said a
One's talking
group,
about
group of human beings.
Stop. You're being
actually got her.
deceptive in your language, and it's obvious
How is
you're
that
being
deceptive when we're talking about a group of people and pregnancy?
Then,
How are those the same?
No, because pregnancy is not just pregnancy. It is the human being within the mother. It is not merely pregnancy alone. So what you're doing is you're being superficial again. You're ignoring the human in utero. And then you're just doing this thing. Oh, it's just a pregnancy here. You're ignoring the human being formed. So what you did was use the surface level word pregnancy to ignore the human in utero and then stop. Okay, you know what? I'm done with you.
Wait. Let me take it from here. Right. So let's walk this back because I wasn't here for the beginning of the conversation. So Sloan, why is there some sort of like moral difference between the fetus inside the womb and the newborn outside the womb?
In the comment section are arguing to.
Yes, to me there is.
Why?
Because we're talking about the formation of a baby, which he just said.
All right, so
if we're talking about strictly morals, if the baby is still a sack of cells and it's not even formed yet.
So you're talking about the development, right? So
and then open to there, that child could die spontaneously. And that child could die for whatever reasons outside of an abortion.
So would something being more developed be considered like more like have more value simply because it's further in development?
Let me say something. I'm in.
More value in the sense of it is a life that can operate on its own. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if you're pregnant, right, and you haven't had labor yet, that child is still fully developed fully dependent on the mother in order to do everything.
But you could say the same thing about a 1 week old. That's the problem.
Hold on. Hold on.
The difference is though that 1 week-old
she's not
able to
she's not gonna get off of this.
Hold
she's gonna be stuck on she's gonna be stuck on this. This is a waste of time.
Hold on, host. At what point does development not matter? Because you wouldn't say that a 5-year-old is more valuable than a newborn simply because it's further developed, or a 10-year-old is more developed than a 5-year-old, so the 10-year-old is more important or more valuable.
My point is that pregnancy is in the which of the formation of life, right?
No, you're not. Address what I'm saying, right? At what point does the development of this person no longer matter?
Are you saying when it starts to matter or it doesn't?
No,
matter?
because okay, so you're saying that it's not as valuable because it's not as developed. So would a 10-year-old be more be more valuable than a 5-year-old?
No, because a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old are literally
That's what I'm saying.
kids.
You're making these arguments for babies.
But we're talking about
so at what point
within the womb?
At what point does development no longer denote a difference in value?
It no longer denotes a difference in value when that child is developed and it's about to be born or it's going through labor. You see what I'm trying to say? Because before that, at 20 weeks.
Developed. You're begging the question. How do you develop? When you say developed, that implies a finish point.
If you actually,
where is the finish point?
Is when that baby's lungs is done, when it's ready. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? When it's left the womb at any point, if it's a premature baby, if it's not. But if that baby is still within that mother's womb, then it's of the mother's right.
Let's just say we are before this arbitrary point, right? Let's say we're at like 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Would it would it be a problem for a woman to drink and smoke during this time span, since it seemingly
It's,
has no value?
it is a problem. It is a problem if that mother is planning on keeping that baby.
Why would it be a problem for a woman to drink and smoke if she's holding something of no value and it doesn't have any sort of
It is a
like
problem if she's intending to keep that child.
no, but at this point you're saying that the woman ought to treat this entity with no value as if it has value.
If that is her choice, because at 10 weeks, how many months is that? 3 months?
No, but it doesn't matter what her intent is, right? It doesn't matter. It shouldn't be an issue if she's drinking and smoking if the being she's currently holding within her body has no value.
It only becomes an issue if you're intending to go throughout that whole pregnancy and giving birth to a
But
human.
then you're saying that she must treat this
Can I just say
entity
one thing?
has no value as if it already does have value. That's like saying that I can't, like, if I have a chair that I
If
own.
she decides it has
Hold
value
on a
and she's
second.
going to keep it, she can.
No,
And if
hold
she
on a
decides
second.
she doesn't want to
Hold on
treat
a
it with
second.
value, she doesn't have to.
If I have a chair,
Your
right?
statement alone is actually not true. According to legal
What?
theory,
Don't
Can I say one thing, guys?
overtalk.
You've
Don't
been talking
overtalk.
too.
Wait your turn.
Hold
No.
on.
Wait your turn.
If I have a
I mean,
chair,
stop talking
right?
then. God damn it.
Oh
No,
my gosh,
I'm a
bro.
yep, yep.
Gosh,
I'm a
bro.
yep, yep.
If I have a chair and I slam this chair on the ground, right? You're not, and it was my property, it was fully mine. You're not going to say that I did something morally wrong because the chair broke into pieces, right? This chair has no value. It has no inherent value placed within it. It will only have value if I place some sort of like arbitrary feeling toward this chair and that I didn't want to break it, right? The same thing would apply to this fetus in the womb prior to a certain point of development. So if the woman had placed no value herself in to this 10-week-old fetus, it shouldn't be an issue if she's drinking and
Everyone agrees they
smoking
kicked me off the
because this
phone.
fetus currently has no value to it. But you're trying to say it would be wrong she intends on keeping it. But now you're in this situation, you're saying we ought to treat an entity with that has no value as if it does have value.
And furthermore, you're saying this will only be a problem based on your value judgment of the later developing entity. If she has no such
All right, guys.
But it's not
Don't worry about that debate.
a
That was
successful
boring. I'm
man
not gonna lie.
is not the
Not gonna lie, that was boring. But I mean, it was a cool argument here at the beginning. But they wouldn't let me dive into the argument. She kept saying that it's cool to. It depends on the basically the mental mindset of the mother if she actually wants to keep it or not. And I was gonna argue that according to legal theory, which I actually looked into this. If she was walking into the Planned Parenthood and somebody attacked her and the baby goes, for example, and is dead, then it would still be an M word, even if she was walking into the Planned Parenthood. You know what I mean? It would be an M word charge. That was the only thing I was gonna bring up. They wouldn't even let me speak. They wanna just keep hearing their voices for 17 minutes straight. Literally 15 minutes straight just talking, and they won't even let you interject with one word. Which is hilarious. So we're not gonna give them any more time. We're just gonna jump into another debate. But that was the only thing I wanted to mention up. That she's wrong. It doesn't matter what her mindset is about the baby. It's actually dependent on, according to legal theory, actually doesn't care about her mindset at all because you can't prove her mindset necessarily. I mean, you could prove intent that she was going to the Planned Parenthood. I think this actually happened. There was a case where she was literally driving to the Planned Parenthood, and the defense tried to argue. I'll look this up for you guys, and I'll post it in there. But the defense tried to argue that she was gonna go kill the baby anyways. She had plans to kill the baby anyways, and it failed. It failed that defense. But yeah, man, it sucks that I got kicked out. We'll go to another debate.